Hello, 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 and welcome to this week's episode of the Confidently You podcast with me, your host, Helen, owner, head coach at Fit Girl Club HQ, women's health, wellness, lifestyle coach. How are you? How is your week? How have you been so far? How is life? How's things going? I am literally in the thick of peak ultra training, and my goodness, girls. Like, hats off to any of you that run like 100 milers or anything. So I'm currently training for a 50-mile trail ultra at the end of July. And I feel like all I do is run. I'm a bit exhausted with it, to be honest with you. And I know I'll be like, but Helen, rest more. But the hard thing is you've got to hit your peak weeks or you don't progress, or you don't get to the start line and feel ready. So I had to do a bit of juggling last week, and instead of doing a really long run, I did 3 10-mile runs. Now, to some of you, that's going to seem long anyway, but I broke it down. Instead of doing like a 30-mile run, 3 10-mile runs was more beneficial for me last week. And it was all right. I was all right going. And then I have taken yesterday as a rest day. I'm going to do a few miles today and tomorrow, and then have 3 rest days before I've got a big recce run, which is where you go run some of the route on Sunday. So I'm up at the lakes. Yes. It's literally like one of my favourite places in the whole world, the Lake District. I'm there Saturday. We're there for a week. It's my birthday next week. 39. Yes. Crazy. My good friend in Australia, Lisa, shout out. She probably won't listen to this, but I love her to bits, so she gets a shout out. She just put a post up and her partner's 40, and I'm like, as if this age group's turning 40, and I was friends with her when we turned 30. Just where's that gone? Anyway, it's not till next year, so I'm still in my 30s. I don't feel old, so it doesn't matter. But that number seems crazy, doesn't it? Like, remember when your parents turned 40? And I was like, gosh, they're old. They're proper adults. Now I'm turning 40. I'm like, I'm not old. I'm not old. I suppose the fact that I don't have children keeps me a bit, like, not younger. And this isn't anything against any of you parents. Like, hats off to you all. But I don't have the added stress of dependence. So maybe, and I can get 9-10 hours sleep a night, which I know, rubbing it in. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Hats off to you parents though, because I think that is like the toughest job in the world. Like, I salute you. And I have a lot of clients who are parents and I completely understand. And this is why I always say things like, you don't have to be like me. Like, I'm complaining about running loads last week. I know plenty of people that fit things in like that with parenting. Hats off to you. You're amazing. Anyway, so I've got a couple of light, easy runs the next couple of days, and then I'm having 3 full days off. I'm just going to eat all the carbs. Carb loading's not that fun though, girls. Once you've done it a bit, you just feel a bit full. I used to love the thought of it, but then there's only so many crumpets you can eat without feeling full. Honestly, I've gone full circle from restrictive to like not actually wanting it anymore. Obviously, I'm not restrictive now. I mean, years ago. And when I'm running as well, I'm sick of sweet stuff. I'm sick of the maple syrup, Kindle mint cake, the Voom bars, all the stuff that you need for fuel. I'm just like, yeah. So on Sunday, it's a 27-mile. I've got 9 hours to do it. Loads of big hills. It's in the Lake District. It's going to be great. But I'm just going to take a sandwich, a couple of sandwiches, a bag of crisps, and a bit of sweet stuff. But nah, I won't be running most of it anyway. I'm going to go slow so I don't kill myself. Right? Remember this. It won't be next week because I'm going to record 2 podcasts today just so you can see through the veil behind the scenes. And then the week after, I'll let you know how it went. But the topic of today's conversation, now, I know a few weeks ago I did a podcast all about gut health and gut microbiome and how to improve that. So if that's something, if you suffer with IBS or anything gut related, go back and listen to that one. Really good episode, if I do say so myself. But today I'm going to be talking about why am I so bloated and the truth about belly bloat. Now, there's a reason for this. I was speaking to this lovely lady and she was taking so many different supplements and so many different things to try and combat some stuff. And one was this like bloat burn company. Now I'll go into more details in a minute, but I was just like, what on earth is this? And I looked at the list of ingredients and I was like, Please stop wasting your money on it. It was £40 a month, and absolutely not. So today we're going to go into, as a woman, why you feel bloated, the truth about belly bloat, and what to do about it. So you know those days where you wake up feeling great, and then by evening your jeans are tight, you've got a bit of bloating, your stomach feels uncomfortable, and you start wondering if you've somehow gained weight in the last 12 hours. You haven't. You haven't. It's not body fat. The good news is that it's not how body fat works. Body fat, just remember this, is about calories in, calories out. So as long as you're in a calorie deficit, you'll be losing body fat, right? It doesn't instantly happen as well. You don't have a day where you go over your calories and put on body fat. It takes time. So that instantaneous bloating, it's not fat. And there's other reasons why you get bloating. The bad news is that the wellness industry has convinced us that every bit of bloating is a problem that needs fixing. Why is this a thing? I've become I don't really see it as much anymore, but now I've looked up these bloat burn. Don't be looking them up, girls. I'm going to tell you the information so you don't have to look this nonsense up. But these bloat burn tablets, I looked them up and now I get loads of ads for it. They just bombard you. So today we're going to unpack what bloating actually is, what causes it, why women over a certain age experience it more, so why we get it the older we get, and why anti-bloating supplements aren't the miracle they're marked to be, and what you can do instead for free. For free. This is free of charge, free information. I'm going to give you all the tools and tips so you can do this for free. Okay? Stop these ridiculous companies preying on your insecurities and making money off you. So first things first, bloating is a symptom. It's not a diagnosis. It's not body fat, and it's not a sign that you're doing something wrong. It's natural. It's how our bodies work, okay? Bloating is simply a feeling of fullness, pressure, tightness, or swelling in the abdomen. Abdomen. Can I ever say that word? Abdomen. Sometimes your stomach physically expands. When we eat, is your body processing your food? Gas. We've all got gas. If you say you haven't, you're a liar. And here's the important point. Your body's not designed to look exactly the same at 7 a.m. as it does 7 p.m. I wake up in the morning, I'm like, ooh, look at my flat stomach. And then you have a bit of a belly by the evening, but it's not fat. So you've eaten food throughout the day. You've had fluid. It's just your body working to its capabilities. You shouldn't feel uncomfortable though, and I will help you with this. And there is a lot of things that come in further down the line that I'll talk about that you'll be like, oh yeah, that makes sense. But unfortunately, when you see these adverts and like, here's your quick fix, you need to take these tablets, you need to do this, you're gonna believe them, especially when they put pictures up of before and afters that look like someone's lost 3 stone. Honestly, it's a lie. It's a lie. You cannot lose body fat by taking these supplements. You have to it's your nutrition and calorie deficit, and you can do that yourself. So remember, your digestive system's been working all day. You've been stood up. There's a thing called gravity. When you lie down and at night when you sleep, your digestive system isn't doing its thing. You stand up, you start moving, you eat your food, you get going. Some fluctuations are completely normal. The problem is that social media often shows us edited, posed and filtered images that make normal body changes look abnormal, and it makes you feel like you've got a problem that can be fixed. It's not a problem. So the most common causes of bloating. Number one is rushing around and eating too quickly. If you've ever done it, you skipped a meal and then suddenly you've eaten something. Like my example of this is I'll be really hungry and running around and then I'll eat an apple and then suddenly I've got tummy ache, and it's your body reacting to that fibre. It's like been working on nothing for hours. It's sat there gurgling, and then all of a sudden you've given it something to work on and you get bellyache because it ferments and it creates gas. When you rush your meals, you swallow more air. The more air your digestive system can mean more bloating and discomfort. And women are tending to eat lunch whilst answering emails, running around, looking after the kids, picking something up, driving in between appointments. Your digestion works best when you're actually present with your food and you sit and you have a proper mealtime. We need to start taking time to look after ourselves and eat properly and digest. Not running around, girls. It does make a difference. And you'll feel calmer as well, which also helps with your digestion. If your body thinks it's running around and trying to digest at the same time, it's like, what am I meant to do? You know, when you get an afternoon slump, if you get one, most people do, and especially if you have a lot of carbs at lunch, it's because your body's processing the food, so it's using your energy to digest. In your daily energy expenditure, you have your basal metabolic rate, right, science bit, listen in, attention, It'll take 2 seconds, but this will be important. Basal metabolic rate, which is what your body burns, even if you're in a coma, okay? That amount. Then you have TDE, that's to do with total daily energy expenditure. So your total daily energy expenditure is your everything added up, right? So you have your basal metabolic rate, your physical activity, then you have your non-exercise activity thermogenesis, and that's NEAT. Well done for getting it right. TDE is total daily energy expenditure. I totally didn't explain that right. NEAT is your movement. So just your fidgeting, walking around like that, physical activity. And then you have the TEF, which is the thermic effect of food. So a percentage of your calories burnt a day is you eating. The physical act of you eating burns calories, which sounds mental, but your digestive system needs energy to break down the energy. So there's a part of your day that is spent burning energy. So that's why you feel the afternoon slump, and that's why you can feel like bloating and things like that, because you've got the energy. And if you're eating really quickly, your body's just like, what are you doing to me? It needs time to process that food instead of rushing around. Constipation. This is one of the most overlooked causes. If you're not regularly going to the toilet, and I mean, girls, it should be at least once a day. And if you're not doing that, okay, I'll be kind. At least every other day. My gosh, TMI, but if I didn't go to the toilet every day, I would feel bunged up. If your food isn't moving efficiently through your digestive system, bloating often follows. Imagine you've just got like a blockage at the bottom, right? At the exit. That's where you get your bloating. That's your tummy being full. It just needs an exit. Many women aren't getting enough fibre, enough fluids, or enough movement throughout the day. These are 3 things that help you be more regular. Kiwis are great as well. Whole kiwi with the skin on. Dragon fruit as well. And prunes. Prunes is always a good one. Or have a coffee. If you have a coffee on an empty stomach, I wouldn't recommend it for anxiety, but you're most likely to be going to the toilet. Or eat some food and then have a coffee 2 hours later. Instant for me. Off we go. Don't you love my TMIs today? Certain foods. Now, this doesn't automatically mean you have a food intolerance. Some foods naturally produce more gas during digestion. 2 of mine are onions and peppers. Onions and peppers. They can just give me gas and just go straight through me. I do take activated charcoal. Now, disclaimer. I get it off Amazon. I think it's about a tenner. You get a big thing of it. You can also get it. You used to be able to get it at Savers. You can probably get it at Boots. It's cheaper on Amazon. Most things are. You're meant to take a couple before you eat and a couple after you eat, according to the instruction. Now, things like for me personally, now I've worked all this out, and I talked about it in my intolerances one before. I've worked out which foods give me more gas, and lentils is one as well, and hummus. So I'll just, if I remember, take the activated charcoal before and after. You don't have to take it every day. You're not taking it with every meal, and it's a natural thing you can take and add to your diet. You don't have to do this, by the way. You can also just eliminate the foods that give you gas. Think beans, lentils, onions, garlic. Everyone's different. The goal isn't to fear the food, it's understanding your individual triggers. And sometimes, like I said, the apple on an empty stomach for me is one as well. I need to have something else before it or with it. Stress can be one of the ways that your gut causes bloating. I had a client, an in-person client a few years ago, and she had lots of trouble with her digestion. She actually had to have a colonoscopy where you have a camera up your bum and everything checked out, and there was nothing wrong with it, like, because she was really worried about her digestion. She did the FODMAP diet where you eliminate everything from your diet. She went to a dietitian, she went to doctor specialist, and at the end of the day, they said it's probably stress. She had such chronic stress that her stomach was just fighting against her. So good stress relief, slowing down, relaxing, reading, just not constantly running on, high energy, just doing things that I've always talked about that you should be doing anyway, some sort of things to calm down. Like, they say stress is the leading cause of like heart attacks, and it has so many negative effects. Now, not all stress is bad. We need some stress to wake up in the morning. But if you've got chronic stress and you're constantly burnt out and running on empty, highly likelihood is that your digestion's not good either. Hormonal changes. Now, for many women, they notice bloating before the period. not love this because it's an awful thing to think of, but right, we're going to go TMI here, girls. So if you're not interested in this, just turn off. And if you think I'm TMI as well, I'm probably not the right fit for you because I like to explain things and we all have bodies and it's good to explain things and it's good to know things. You know, when you're during your period and all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, got to go to the toilet. And you could be due on and you're just feeling like when the cramps start, you just need to go to the loo. Now, there is a scientific reason behind this because when your cramps start, it's sending signals to your uterus to start menstruation. So to let the lining of your uterus, the blood, you've not been impregnated and then your blood is meant to come out. As we know, that's how periods happen. But think about where your uterus is now. Think about where your bowel is. So you've got your uterus here at the front, which is tiny. Then you've got your bowel just behind it, and you've got these signals going off. Zoom, 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 release the blood. They're going into your bowel. Those signals are transferring into your bowel as well, and that's why you all of a sudden gotta go to the toilet. If you are perimenopausal, this can just wreak havoc with your bloating as well, and the drop of estrogen can have a huge impact on it. So if you're doing everything right, you're sleeping well, you're eating well, you're doing everything, you're moving, you're eating the fibre, tick, 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 you go through the tick list, HRT is probably a good solution for you if you're struggling a lot with bloating. If you don't want to take HRT, that's completely fine as well. But you need to make sure that you're doing all the right things as well, girls. Like, don't come to me and say, I'm struggling with bloating. I'm going to pay for this bloating supplement and you're eating 20 bags of crisps a day. Your guts are like, what are you doing to me? Help me. So when you've got hormone fluctuations, you've got fluid balance, digestion and gut function. So this is one reason why bloating can seem completely unpredictable. Because if it's hormonal, we're all screwed. But knowledge is power, and I'm giving you knowledge. And these supplements that are like menopause supplement or bloating supplement, they're preying on your insecurities and you don't need them. So as we age, this conversation becomes especially relevant. When we're moving through our 30s and 40s, life can often become busier. So you're thinking about we're juggling careers, family responsibilities, aging parents, relationships, and everything that life throws at us. So stress levels can increase. We're not as airy-fairy as we were in our 20s, running around like a lunatic if you're like me. Sleep quality can decline as well. Hormonal fluctuations can become noticeable. Many women start experiencing perimenopause without realising what's happening, and because of that, we're often exhausted. We start looking for quick fixes instead of investigating the root cause. And what I'm teaching you to do is, with all of my podcasts, is to stop and start looking at the root cause instead. And this is what brings me on to the next section. So the anti-bloating supplement industry. So the market's huge. It's huge. Everywhere you look, there's a tea, powder, gummy or capsule promising a flatter stomach in days. But here's what most of these products actually do. They make you pee more. They make you go to the toilet more. And they contain digestive enzymes. That's it. So some work as mild diuretics. So that's making you go to the toilet more. So you lose more water, less bloating. Others will stimulate bowel movements. So again, less bloating, but none solve the underlying reason why you're bloated. And that's the part that rarely gets mentioned in the marketing. If stress is causing your digestive issues, a supplement won't fix the stress. If you're chronically dehydrated, a supplement doesn't fix the dehydration. And if you're constipated because you're eating little fibre, a supplement with fibre in isn't the best solution. You're just spending money for something that you can get naturally in your food sources. So many women spend years trying to eliminate symptoms instead of trying to understand what their body is actually telling them. And unfortunately, social media and marketing will prey on this as well. So I'm going to talk about this bloat burn tablet, and it's a company called, oh God, I can't say it, Nuria, right? Okay. Here's what the ingredients are. The first ingredient is something called chromium. Now, I've not really heard this as much, but it's a trace mineral involved in insulin function and carbohydrate metabolism. So what that means there is, and there's a big thing in the industry on the wellness industry about insulin function and reduce insulin sensitivity. But basically, this is like if you overeat carbohydrates and your body can't handle the increase of glucose in your blood, so then it's your insulin sensitivity. The way to combat that is eating a balanced diet, eating protein with carbohydrates. making sure that you're eating fruits and vegetables as well as everything else involved. So you're not living on, rice, pasta and potatoes. And I mean living on. You can have them as a balanced diet, but no overconsumption. Ultra-processed foods tend to be high in carbohydrates and then people overeating them. But there's little evidence to show this chromium or whatever it is actually works, right? Honestly, diet. It's your diet. Next up, ingredients, we have fennel seeds. Now, fennel seeds are excellent for reducing bloating and gas. But you can just buy fennel seeds and add them to a tea. Ginger, same again. Nausea, indigestion, inflammation. Ginger is so cheap. You can just go buy some ginger. I love a lemon and ginger tea. Dandelion. This is helped to increase urine. Now, the problem here is it reduces water retention, but a lot of you aren't drinking enough water. So imagine having something that made you then reduce your fluid intake. You could end up really ill and you could end up with kidney problems. Like, I wouldn't recommend anyone to be taking dandelion as a supplement. Just move more, which will help with your water retention, and eat a balanced diet and drink plenty. Peppermint tea. Just get some peppermint, just get some mint. Then there's an enzyme that's found in pineapple that helps with digestion. If you really need it, eat some pineapple. It's better tasting. MCT oil. This is another one. This is a big buzz one. So this is a fat and it's rapidly absorbed and used for energy. So it can increase satiety and slightly boost calorie expenditure, which is very modest. The calories in MCT oil, so if you had a spoon of MCT oil, is about 100 to 200 calories. It's outweighing the benefits it has. For satiation, just eat a normal balanced diet, plenty of protein, healthy fats, avocado, nuts, seeds, little things in your diet that are going to help you. You don't need MCT oil. Please don't take MCT oil. It's not this magic formula. It's not going to help you into ketosis. Ketosis is a terrible diet, by the way. It works, but it's awful. You can't stick to it. Half you'll do a week and then you'll go out for a glass of wine and you're not in ketosis anyway. Then we've got black pepper, which acts as a absorption. It helps absorption of turmeric. Turmeric, you can add that to your food. Great in curries. And then green tea. You can just have a green tea. You could have a green, peppermint, ginger and fennel tea. And that'll basically do everything that's in that. This is £40. £40 for this. And it's minimal dose. They're tiny little things. Green tea is basically a bit of caffeine and it helps you go to the toilet. All of these things are naturally found in food and that you can add to your diet that's going to help you a bit with your bloating. But also looking at the root cause. Are you eating too fast? Are you stressed? Are you not sitting down? Are you running around? Are you eating something that actually makes you bloated? Are you a bit gluten intolerant and eating loads of bread? We need to stop looking for quick fixes. And I get it. These companies prey on your insecurities because they'll show you a picture of someone that's overweight and there's someone that's lost weight and say it's their tablet. It's a load of bollocks. Shit. So what do I do instead of taking these stupid supplements? Ask yourself, why is my body bloated in the first place? Am I drinking enough water? Am I eating enough fibre? Am I rushing my meals? Am I stressed? Am I sleeping enough? Am I moving my body regularly? Am I walking around? Am I constipated? Am I off to the toilet? Is this linked to my menstrual cycle or perimenopause? Have I identified genuine food triggers? Imagine, right? If you've gone, I don't drink enough water, I don't have enough fibre, I rush my meals, I'm stressed, I don't sleep enough, which most of you probably are, unless you're working with me, because I'll have told you to do all this already. I'm moving regularly and you're constipated. You're like, oh, that's why I'm bloated. You can fix all these things yourself without a price tag. Most women addressing these foundations will give a much bigger impact than another expensive supplement. Stop wasting your money. Slow down your eating. Stay hydrated. Eat enough fibre. Move your body. I mean, like 10 to 15 minutes walk a day. That's more than enough. You should be doing more than that, but still. Manage stress. Track your patterns. Keep a diary. Keep a diary of bloating. It should be a certain food. I've got another client who I think I talked about in the last episode about gut microbiome and gut distress. And she was having issues eating sherbet. She was like, oh, she also went to the doctor. And we worked out it was carbohydrates. And I saw a reel from an actual doctor who mentioned about freezing like bagels and starches and then pasta, fresh pasta, obviously, frozen, freeze-dried pasta's fine, dried pasta's fine. But by changing that, it affected, and we tried it and it worked. You've just got to try these little things. Do you need more like good gut microbiome things? Do you need some kefir in your diet? Do you need some kimchi, some sauerkraut, fermented foods that are going to help with your digestion? Nuts and seeds really helped me. Mixed seeds, chia seeds, flax seeds, really good for your digestion. Stop buying these supplements and start buying real food that's going to help you. So the body image conversation. So this is the part that doesn't get talked about enough. For many women, bloating isn't just a physical issue, it's an emotional issue. A bloated stomach can trigger anxiety. It can make us question our progress. It can send us spiraling into thoughts like, I've ruined everything, I need to be stricter, I need to eat less tomorrow. But a temporary change in your stomach size is not a measure of your success. It doesn't erase any of your healthy habits. It doesn't mean that you've gained body fat, and it doesn't mean that you're failing. Sometimes what we need isn't a flat stomach. Sometimes we need a healthy relationship with the normal fluctuations of being a human. Acceptance. Confidence isn't about feeling amazing only on the days your stomach is flat. Confidence is trusting yourself even when your body changes from day to day. So this week, I want you to become curious rather than critical. The next time you feel bloated, instead of immediately judging yourself, ask, what's been happening this week? How have I been eating? Am I looking after myself? Am I sleeping? Am I moving? Am I stressed? How do I feel? Am I due on? Could this be perimenopause? Can I have a fennel tea and feel better? Fennel's cheap, go buy it. It's not £40 a supplement a month. If there's one thing I want you to take away from today's episode, it's this. Bloating is not the enemy, it's information. Your body is constantly communicating with you. The goal isn't to eliminate every bit of bloating. That's just natural. The goal is to understand why it's happening and to support your body accordingly. Look after yourself. Remembering your worth is not measured in how flat your stomach looks at the end of the day. You deserve to feel confident, strong and comfortable in your own skin, whether you're bloated or not. And I'll find women that work with me, they'll come to me and they'll be bloated, sluggish and different things like that. And once we start working on improving the diet, moving more and sleeping better, the bloat goes. It'll go anyway. You won't need fennel seeds and activated charcoal and different things like that. So if you found this episode helpful, please share it with a friend who needs to hear it. Leave me a comment underneath. Tell me you love me. But I love you, Helen. Or just message me on Instagram. I'm always here. I'm always there to help and show up for you. Have a great week. And you don't need to fix it. You just need to understand it. Goodbye.